missed the coin toss. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thanksgiving game. I know it's not Thanksgiving, but still the festivities are here. A crowd, about 2,000 people have showed up for this game. Temperature at game time is about 35 degrees. You can see the field that's behind me. It was covered with about 3 to 5 inches of snow on Thanksgiving, and that's why the game was called. The last time that happened was in 1970, where we had snow also on that Thanksgiving Day. This is also the second game that's been canceled this year. The last game was North Quincy's game against Revere, where they had torrential downpour on October 20th, and they played it the next day on Saturday, October 21st. The field has been brought into great shape by the city of Quincy and also by the players of both teams who have been on the field in the last couple of days, chipping away at the ice and shoveling the snow, and has got into great condition for this ball game. Both teams this year have played great football. They've had some injuries and some lapses in different parts of the season. North Quincy started out on the rough side, and they picked up the tempo towards the end, and Quincy started off fast, had a little lapse in the middle of the season, but then they came back to peak time towards the end, which really counts. Both teams this year, on common opponents that they've played, they've both lost to Newton North and Waltham, but they also beat Revere in Cambridge decisively. Both teams coming into this ball game are in good health. Everybody's in shape and everybody will be ready to play. And this will be the last year of the 1980s, and for both teams in the 80s, they've played each other 9 times. Coming into this game will be the 10th time. North Quincy holds a slight lead, 4 wins to the 3 wins of Quincy, and both have tied twice. And so far, since they've been in existence for both teams, North Quincy is 51-44-3. Quincy is 35-60-3. And both teams this year, North Quincy is 6-3, shooting for a 7-3 record and the city title. And Quincy, on the other hand, shooting for a 5-5 season, a 500 season, and shooting for their city title also. A little bit to tell you about both teams. Points for Quincy. They've scored 184 points this year, and they have given up 135, which is 21 points per game and 15 points against. On the other side, Quincy has scored 124 and has given up 198. That is 14 points on offense a game, and they've given up 18 on defense. But that doesn't tell you how both teams have played this year. They've been tough all games long. They've had many stars. Mark Bogan, the big star for Quincy, and Mike Flavin, the star quarterback for Quincy. And on the other side, Gil Martin, Danny Gil Martin, and McDougal. Speaking about McDougal, he had a bad ankle 3 weeks ago, but now with this given a couple extra days rest, is ready for today's ball game. So we're just about ready to get set for this ball game. I've told you everything is ready to happen. We're going to be out in the field for the coin toss and for the opening kickoff for today's 59th meeting between the Quincy Presidents and the North Quincy Raiders. I'm Mike Tucker for Continental Cable. Stay tuned for the battle for city supremacy in football. Yeah. Yes. No, they don't think they did the coin toss yet. All right, all right. Oh, they did? Who won it?
At center, number 77, Matt Swerk. At right tackle, number 61, Mike Akabachi. At left tackle, number 58, Scott Leonard. At left guard, number 56, Scott Kemp. At right guard, number 59, Alex Malasey. At tight end, number 83, Evan Kiley. At wide receiver, number 25, Chris Deschler. At wide receiver, number 9, Desmond Bellet. At wide receiver, number 34, Kevin McDougal. At fullback, number 41, David Kiley. At fullback, number 33, Keith Gott. At wingback, number 14, Richie Brooks. At wingback, number 42, Bill Early. At fullback, number 36, Jim Rain. At tailback, number 29, Danny Gilmartin. And at quarterback, number 7, Jim Bryan. At linebacker, number 66, Tommy Morrell. At defensive tackle, number 79, Joe Baker. At defensive tackle, number 75, Tony Madden. At defensive back, number 44, Mark Bogan. At defensive back, number 43, Steve O'Donoghue. At defensive back, number 34, Lou Pagnani. At defensive end, number 65, Graham Chevry. At defensive tackle, number 78, David Johnston. At defensive back, number 29, Billy Reardon. At defensive end, number 48, John Monroe. At defensive back, number 86, Chris Fay.
All right, ready to kick off. Both teams are ready, primed, and here we go. The 59th meeting between Quincy and North Quincy. Keith Gott picks it up at the 35. He's down at the 45-yard line, and that's where North Quincy will start. And both teams are ready to play some football. Jim Bryan will bring out his troops. Danny Gilmartin will be in the backfield with Keith Gott. And your wide receivers will be Chris Deschler and Kevin McDougal. And Desmond Bellet also. They're going with a free wide out on this first series. And the defense all set up now for Quincy. They're digging in. The middle of this field a little bit icy. Here we go. The first play of this game. Bryan backing out the signals. Quick pass blocked at the line by Joe Baker. Joe Bubba Baker with the block, got his big paws up and blocked that ball. And I'm stationed here on the Quincy side of the field. As you can probably hear them behind me. Both teams reared up for this ball game. Crowd has just about filled up in both sides of this field. I'd say we have about 2,000 to 3,000 people here at Veterans Memorial Field. All right, split outside. Here's Desmond Bellet and also Kevin McDougal. Hand off to Gilmartin. Gilmartin picks up a good 5 yards. He's down at the 50-yard line. It'll be second down, 5 yards to go for the North Quincy Red Raiders. Okay, all right. It's now a third down and 5 to go. McDougal wide right. In the backfield, Keith Gott and Gilmartin. Backing out the signals is Jim Bryan. In motion, Gott. Hand off to Gilmartin. Gilmartin picks up about 4, and that'll be short of a first down. It'll be a 4th down and 1 yard to go. And we'll see what Coach Kenny McPhee will do here as the ball is on the Quincy side of the field at the 46. A short yard to go. Quincy's got their prevent defense in there now to stop this on third down. And we'll see what happens. Gilmartin in the backfield with Mr. Kiley. Tight formation. Hand off Gilmartin. He leaps up. First down, Red Raiders. has patented leap. If you've seen it all year long, if you've been watching Red Raider football, Gil Martin just jumps up like Calvin Hill did of the Cowboys, and up and over he went. First down for North Quincy. $9:30 left to go in the first quarter on this 59th meeting. All right, Desmond Bellott. Wide right, the only wide receiver. Richie Brooks in the ball game now. Hand off to Gil Martin, right up the gut. There he goes. A pickup of about 9 yards. As North Quincy's running attack, moving the ball. This is going to be a battle of the lines here, especially on this frozen field. It's going to be a battle of the lines and who's going to dominate this ball game. And right now, North Quincy seems to be up there. All right, second down, 1 yard to go. To the bottom of your screen is McDougal, split out with Gil Martin, lone backfield. Is Ryan, here's the handoff, pitch fake, and oh, he's sacked! Sacked in the backfield. That's a loss of 10 yards. As Gil Martin was put down his backside, as they had a blitz coming in from the free safety, number 48. And that's going to bring up a third down and 9 yards to go.
That's right there. That lifts them up again. They're
all right, wide right is Chris Deschler.
Now fired up.
Split out
Now
with
the
him
shotgun
is
for Gil
Desmond
Martin.
Bellott.
Receiver is two to
In
the right now.
motion.
Gil Martin in motion right. High snap. Gil Martin, or Brian takes it, looks out, and threw it by Desmond Bellott. I think Bellott gave up on the ball. I think it was a catchable ball, but he thought maybe it was for one of his teammates, and it sailed out of bounds.
Yeah.
And will be 4th down and 9 for the Red Raiders.
There was a little confusion on that play, Charlie. I see he came back over and he kind of had his hands up, and it looked like he didn't know what the play was even.
It's now on 4th down. Quincy sending Bogan back deep. Chris Deschler will punt. He stands at his own 44-yard line. He is very deep, waiting for the snap. Gets a good snap. Punts it away, high and over end. It is Bogan at the 20, and he is taken down immediately at the 20-yard line. And Mike Iacobacci on the stop, so Quincy will have it 1st and 10, 7:38 to go. First quarter, no score. We'll take a 30-second timeout.
Foreign promoters, the South Shore's oldest.
Light on. He's going to be tacked now. How you doing?
Feeling a little dizzy.
Star an IV, full supply to Canes.
You are 200 miles north of the nearest hospital and 31,000 feet above it.
300 Zulu.
In the Air Force, you really have to know what you're doing because there's no one there to do it for you.
Going to be fine.
Aim high. Air Force.
In motion from the left
Off to
wing. Pitch to
Oh,
Bogan.
and he's
Bogan
tackled
hit
right there
at the 20
hit by a
and stormed
game
under
tackle. Oh,
by a host of North Quincy players. Brian Zimmerman on that stop for Quincy. The tight end, Jim Monroe. The left tackle, Joe Baker. Tom Morrill, the left guard. Rich Lallis, the center. Mike Tempesta, the right guard. Tony Madden, the right tackle. Chris Fay and Chris Walker will alternate at split end. Mike Flavin, the quarterback. Lou Pagnani, the fullback. Mark Bogan will be the tailback. We'll give you the North Quincy defense after this play.
All right, Pagnani
Loss
in
of
the
a yard,
backfield with Mark
back to the
Bogan.
20. The original line was the 21, so 2nd and 11. Flavin calling signals, handoff to Pagnani, and he is hit at the line and taken down by Keith Gott, who's one of the corners, along with Dan Gilmartin. The safeties are North Quincy, Desmond Bellott, Kevin McDougal. The lines, Scott Kemp and Mike Doherty. The ends, Alex Mallacy and Scott Leonard. The tackles, Brian Zimmerman on the nose. Bill Early and Mike Iacobacci are the linebackers. So now Quincy with 3rd and 11. The ball just about at their 21-yard line. And
It's
now
kind of tough down there, Charlie.
Fay and Monroe both split
Out
wide to the right.
wide. Chris
Flavin in
Walker.
the shotgun, backs on either side,
Ball with
takes the
Chris
snap,
Fay.
gives it to
Hand off
Bogan.
to Bogan. Bogan met
at the
again,
line
and that's it.
taken
North
down
Quincy is
again.
not
Keith
going anywhere
Gott,
so
third
far on
play
this
in a
first
row.
drive.
for the
Mike
senior
Iacobacci with the
co-captain, Keith
tackle.
Gott,
And
taking
it's
him
gonna bring up
down.
a 4th down
And
and
Quincy
9 yards to
getting
go.
nothing
As the North
on
Quincy
3
defense
runs.
has, stood
And now
ground
they'll
on
have
this
to put
first
it
possession.
away. They have a little bit of the wind at their back. It is a crosswind blowing from west
along
to
with
east.
Kevin
It does
McDougal.
swirl around a little bit at times and blow from north to
Quincy will
south.
have to punt.
Bellot
Punting
is the
formation
deep man.
Is Mr.
And
Collins.
the punt
Gary
will be from
Collins,
Gary
quarterback,
Collins, who
cornerback,
is standing at
quarterback.
his own 9-yard line. Precarious territory. Gets a good
Ooh,
snap,
just a
though.
sophomore.
No
Here's the
rush.
kick.
Gets
The
it
kick
away.
is-
High end over end. Kevin McDougal watches it go by, and it goes out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. So North Quincy will have it at the Quincy 44. 5:33 to go. First quarter. We are scoreless, and we'll take a 30-second break.
The play.
Here at the stadium, North Quincy 1st and 10 at the Quincy 46. Brian, handoff to Gilmartin. On his feet to the 40, cuts down the sideline, 35-30. Dan Gilmartin, if he holds up, will go in. Touchdown! Penalty flag, back upfield. Let's hold on here, as I think we're personal foul, and it may be offsetting or it may be on one team. We'll see if it comes back. Dan Gilmartin on a simple play up the middle and then down the right sideline for what would be a 45-yard touchdown run. But referee Mike Donato coming this way, and let's see what the call will be. And it's going to come back, I'm afraid. North Quincy fans, anyway. As the two teams coming back, and it'll probably be an offsetting. No, it's a clipping call against North Quincy. Clipping Quincy. Personal foul, Quincy. Unsportsmanlike conduct against North Quincy. Now, that right there, that just took a touchdown away.
Yeah, it did.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
And you can see Ken McPhee yelling in, and they will see where they're going to mark the ball. It should come back, offsetting penalties. Now the captains for both teams are in talking. Joe Baker for Quincy, Jim Bryan, and Alex Mallacy for the Red Raiders as they try and sort this out. It was a beautiful run by Gilmartin. It was just a question of whether his footing would hold up, but the flag's thrown around the 25-yard line. And now Brian is going to go over, talk to Coach Ken McPhee, let him know what Mike Donato has told him for options. Now Joe Baker pleading his case. Coach Jack Raymer looking in from the far side. And he goes through it again. The clipping against Quincy is declined. Personal foul against Quincy. And then the unsportsmanlike conduct against North Quincy. And the touchdown stands.
Yeah.
All right, so it was after the play. The two penalties on Quincy during the play, the personal foul against North Quincy after the play, so it is touchdown North Quincy. Gilmartin's 45-yard run on the board. It is 6-0.
I'm glad we got that all straightened out, Charlie. Huh?
Boy. Just had to wait. There was the question as to whether it was after the play. And so North Quincy on the board. And they will probably go for the single point with Chris Deschler as the team's looking around. Coach Ken McPhee yelling in at Jim Bryan. Also, Rich Brooks came over to talk with him. Coach Jack Raymer looking at his team, and Mike Donato yelling over to Jack Raymer now, explaining it. And going to go for the 2. Not electing to go for the 1 with maybe bad field position or footing. Hand off to Gilmartin, and Gilmartin is shy of the end zone. So the try for the 2 is no good. The teams come back upfield. 5:24 to go in this first quarter. It is North Quincy 6, Quincy nothing. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Well, celebrating on the far side, you can hear it for North Quincy as they draw first blood here at the stadium. It is 6-0 the Red Raiders on a little bit of a controversial run by Dan Gilmartin. There were 3 penalties assessed, 2 against Quincy, 1 against North Quincy. And but the touchdown stood, and we are at 6-0 as the Red Raiders will now kick off to the Presidents, who have a little catching up to do.
Yep, that was on one play. Dan Gilmartin, 45 yards for the touchdown. It came at 5:24 the first period. North Quincy ahead 6-0, and I'm glad we finally straightened it all out down there on the penalties.
Ooh, they settled the...
Everybody was mum here. No one knew what to do.
No. They settled the Vietnam War in less time, I think, the Paris peace talks. And a kick going to the 18 to Walker to the 20, 25, getting a hole, looking for a block, now puts the shoulder down and is tackled at the 40-yard line, and Chris Walker nearly broke that one for a score, but it gives Quincy great field position, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Caught that ball down on the 18-yard line, and he was running toward the sideline to catch it, and he actually slid and couldn't stop himself, and he pulled up just shy of the line. The official was there, looked, saw that he was still in bounds, and he came back with another 5-10, about 22-yard run.
Maybe some of the North Quincy players thought he did go out of bounds, but still an excellent run cutting across the field. On first down, Mark Bogan with the handoff, and he gets up to close to the 45-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. And Mike Iacobacci, he's already played a game for himself. Been on every play so far on that stop. Pickup, we'll call it 5, make it 2nd and 5 for the Presidents. 4:50 to go, first quarter, 6-0. North Quincy with the lead. Quincy moving left to right. The wind blowing across the field from west to east. Man in motion for Quincy. Pitch going to Bogan. Bogan 50, 45, 40. If he stays on his feet, he's gone. Mark Bogan, touchdown, Quincy. No flags upfield. A 55-yard touchdown run for Mark Bogan. And we are tied at 6. Wow. The battle of the two backs today, Mark Bogan for Quincy and Dan Gilmartin for North Quincy. Mark Bogan's 10th touchdown of the year, and Quincy is not at the score with 4:27 to go here in the first quarter.
Charlie, he had good footing on both carries that time. The first series when Quincy had the ball deep in their own territory, they were on some snow and some ice, and they were in the better part of the field, and you could tell on his very first play that he had the good footing.
They're going to go for the 2 points. Bogan, a lone man in the backfield. 3 receivers left side. Flavin in under center. Pitch to Bogan, looking for a block. Now cuts to the outside, trying to turn the corner, and he does not get in as Dan Gilmartin denied him the end zone. The teams will come back upfield. 4:27 to go in this first quarter. We are even at 6, and we'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with more. right, thank you, Roy. And a little bit of a turn of events. There was a face mask penalty on that point after try against North Quincy. So Quincy will get another shot at it, half the distance to the goal. As they move up, Rich Lallis, the center, under the ball. Monroe is left side. Double tight end formation, wing right, I formation behind Flavin. Hand off to Pagnani. Pagnani straight ahead, and he does not get in. As Lou Pagnani was denied the end zone, and we've got an injured North Quincy player. So there's timeout on the field for the injured player with 4:27 to go in this first quarter. It is 6-6 Quincy, North Quincy, and now the injured player is up on his feet. Maybe just got a face full of snow and mud. So we'll hold it right here, Joe Amorosino. Very exciting. And the two running backs, you knew it would be a battle of these two, and they have so far done the job.
Well, the crowd is very excited. North Quincy scores a touchdown at 5:24 in the first, and Quincy comes right back at 4:27. A minute later, Mark Bogan explodes on his second carry in the series for 55 yards and a touchdown. The first run failed, but there was a face mask tackle. They came back, tried it again, and again failed on the run for the two. So we have a 6-6 ball game. Everybody is seeing an exciting ball game here thus far in this first period.
And lots more to go. The sun trying to break through the clouds, but so far not having too much success. Some of the players looking for a little footing. Be interesting. I didn't ask either coach, but the footwear that they're wearing, maybe they've gone away from the normal cleats and normal shoes they are wearing. The famous game, what was it, the New York Giants and the Chicago Bears, and the Giants switched to sneakers at halftime on a snowy day and wound up winning big. Gary Collins will kick it off for Quincy. Bellot and McDougal are deep. It is a low liner, and it bounces all the way. Bellot fumbled it. Now McDougal picks it up at the 25. Stutter steps to the 30 and is wrapped up at the 30-yard line as McDougal taken down by Jim Monroe. And McDougal may be trying to tiptoe his way a little bit, and Quincy caught up with him and brought him down.
You're not going to get away with too much of that today, that cute stuff. It's... the footing just isn't there, and he tried it, and to no avail.
So North Quincy will come out 6-6 our football game. Been a great one so far. McDougal splits wide right. Lou Pagnani picks him up for Quincy. Pitch to Gilmartin, sweep right side, gets a block. He's on his feet to the 40, 45, 50, down the sideline, and he is taken down. I think we're going to have a face mask call against Mark Bogan, but Bogan saved a touchdown. Now the officials say he went out, looks like at about the 36-yard line, and I think Bogan took him down with a face mask, but trying to save a touchdown, but he stepped out previously.
Face mask tackle against Quincy.
And, well, I'm not sure about that. He maybe went out of bounds before the face mask tackle.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, and that nullified it.
And so it is first down for the North Quincy Red Raiders.
That's
on another
exactly
big
what
run.
happened.
So first and 10, they'll mark it at the 31-yard line.
Well, the fans are being treated to some exciting football here today. Electrifying runs by Gilmartin and Bogan. It looks like it's going to continue, and I'd say that if there are any pregame jitters in both clubs, they're gone now. Everybody's nice and loose down there.
Yep, absolutely. Now, Mike Donato is now over to talk to Coach Ken McPhee, perhaps to explain this. Defensive coordinator for Quincy, John Tagliari, is in the huddle with Jack Raymer, and they are talking it up right now with his entire 11.
John Tagliari's done a wonderful job preparing this defense this season. He's had some young people, had to make some changes, and they had injuries, and yet they continue to improve. The last last 2 games of the regular season before this game, they played immense on defense, and have to credit John Taglieri for that.
Very fine gentlemen, as are all the coaches for both schools, giving themselves. As I say many times, you break it down into a per-hour rate, and I think it would be in dimes and nickels. Very dedicated. 1st and 10, North Quincy at the 30. Evan Kiley, handoff 20, 10, 5. Evan Kiley's going to go in, touchdown. As Dave Kiley rather, not Evan, Dave Kiley, his 4th touchdown of the season, gives North Quincy a 12-6 lead as Dave Kiley goes in for the touchdown. And we'll have the try for the point after. Same play pretty much that was scored by Gilmartin. Just that simple little play down the sideline.
And going off tackle and breaking out and then right down the sideline. That's twice now.
And they are going to go for the single point. Desmond Bell out to hold Chris Deschler, who has done a superb job kicking this year for North Quincy, will try and put it through. Ball down, kick up, long enough, high enough, and it is good. Exactly 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, and we have a barn burner already. It is North Quincy 13, Quincy 6. We'll take a 30-second timeout.
That was Chris Deschler, right?
Yep. Thank you very much, Roy, and the fans here today witnessing a superb football game so far. It has been an offensive show as North Quincy with 2 scores, Gilmartin and Dave Kiley, and Mark Bogan with the Quincy touchdown. And now North Quincy will kick it off to Quincy.
It's 3 touchdowns in 1 minute and 24 seconds. What are we going to see now in this kickoff? We're going to see a lightning return.
Oh, I hope you brought a lot of paper. Mark Amorosino up in the booth working statistics today. I hope he's got a couple of pens as well. Deschler with a kick, and it's going to go out of bounds as it went right side out of bounds. Some Quincy players thought about picking it up, but let it slide out of bounds. So North Quincy will kick it again from 5 yards further back.
That last North Quincy touchdown came on the 2nd play in the series. Dave Kiley, 32-yard touchdowns. He scampered down the sideline. And the point after was good by Keith Deschler. And we have a 13-6 ball game as all of these 19 points came in 1 minute and 24 seconds.
Wow. Well, some of these youngsters maybe will make the Hall of Fame someday. They inducted some new Hall of Fame people this week. George Mathurian, Ray Doherty, Ken Sargent, Paul Deschamps, Jack Hatfield, Turk Beston, Glenn Fleischer, Noel Balducci, Mike Jordan, and Mark Giordani. I did do games with Mark Giordani. So I do remember one of those. I'm just a kid myself.
Mark was a great athlete at Quincy High School.
He played for you in basketball. And Deschler kicks it off, and it goes by a couple of people. That's a free ball. Everybody chasing it, and Quincy falls on it at the 15-yard line as Steve O'Donohue chasing it, picking it up, but several Quincy players couldn't make a cut, couldn't make a turn, and Quincy will have 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
See, between that 10-yard line and the 20-yard line in the Quincy side of the field, it's slick there. It's like ice, and they can't get any good footing at all. That's where Quincy started their first series and didn't even gain 2 yards in the 3 carries. So it doesn't look like it's gotten any better.
Flavin brings them out. I formation, Pagnani and Bogan. Man in motion, pitch to Bogan, trying to cut outside, breaking a couple of tackles, but finally taken down just about at the line of scrimmage. Gil Martin over there, got Balot all over there for the North Quincy Red Raiders. They give him forward progress to about the 19, make it a gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Quincy Presidents. 3:32 to go in this first quarter. It is 13-6, North Quincy with the lead.
Mark Bogan's some kind of player. This kid's been hurt. He's been beat up out there in the field. He just had 4 North Quincy Red Raiders all over him. Bent them in 2, and he's right back up again.
2nd down and 8. Flavin hand off to Pagnani, straight ahead over the 20 to about the 21-yard line, dragged down by Brian Zimmerman, the nose tackle, and it will be 3rd down. They will mark it, let's see, at the 22-yard line, it looks like. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Quincy Presidents, looking for a big play as they trail 13-6. Everybody has kept it on the ground except for that crazy North Quincy first play to open the game. 6 wide receivers. Everybody else has stayed on the ground. Man goes in motion. Flavin rolling left, looking to throw. Being chased, hurls one out, has Chris Fay, and it is incomplete. Chris Fay was open. Desmond Bellot, the lone man covering him. And the ball a little underthrown. Fay came back for it at the 45-yard line, but couldn't quite catch up to it.
The ball floated a little bit, and Flavin, who has really improved this year at quarterback, really couldn't, get a good footing in to uncork the kind of pass that he wanted. But he had him open, and it just fell short.
Well, that's the thing that has helped Quincy come on late in this season, is Coach Jack Raymer has gotten the passing game going. Flavin has really come on of late. Gary Collins, the punter, started the season at quarterback, but Flavin came on and has played very, very well. Collins gets a high one. Ballot will return it, takes it on the fly at the 45, and is taken down on a shirt tackle by Tom Morrow for Quincy. Morrow grabbed Bellot by the shirt, would not let go, and threw him to the ground. So North Quincy will have it 1st and 10 at the Quincy 45-yard line with 2:15 to go in this first quarter, and a 13-6 North Quincy lead.
Fans are still coming in, and they're filling up the stadium. Still coming through the gates from our view here.
And pretty good crowd all in all. People maybe had to change some plans, but doing it all right. Gil Martin on a handoff right side for a couple, and it will be 2nd down. Lou Pagnani making that stop for the Quincy Presidents. I know Lou's sister is here today watching her brother. Very proud of her brother. The whole Pagnani family very proud of that youngster. 2nd down, North Quincy. Brooks goes right. McDougal is wide left. The ball right hash mark. McDougal with a lot of room if Brian chooses to throw to him. I formation. Quincy trying to get North offside. Hand off to Kiley. Dave Kiley. And Kiley for maybe a couple of yards. That is about all. And it'll be 3rd down for the North Quincy Red Raiders. Scott Buckman, the junior nose tackle, on that stop. This Quincy squad, Graham Chevery, Scott Buckman in the front line, both juniors. 2 of the deep backs are juniors as well. Now North Quincy calls time. It'll be 3rd down and 6 when we come back with 1:08 to go in this first quarter. It is 13-6. North Quincy with the lead. We'll take this 30-second timeout. back here at the stadium. Roy, your name has been mentioned a few times. People were asking if you were going to be here to do the Madison. I told them to catch you later on down in Wollaston. You'll be doing the Madison. 3rd down and 6 for North Quincy. The ball at the Quincy 42-yard line. I formation, wide out. Pitch to Gil Martin, trying to turn the corner, and he is taken down at the line of scrimmage. Steve O'Donohue with the tackle.
Came up and made a real nice hit there, and again, you know, Kilmartin had the right idea, but he just couldn't turn that corner. The field didn't cooperate with him.
So it'll be 4th down, and North Quincy will be forced to punt it away, as O'Donohue with a good play. And again, Gil Martin was looking to go outside. Feeling apparently is you can get a little better footing to the outside. Bogan goes back for the Quincy Presidents. Chris Walker as well.
You know, coming into a game like this with the field conditions, you always ask if a team is going to have an advantage over another, and I think that the team is the same for field is the same for both teams here. There's a lot of plays that aren't going to work today.
Deschler at his own 45-yard line gets a good snap, gets it away, high end over end. Whoa, what a boomer. And Bogan takes it at his own 9-yard line, turning the sideline. 15 on his feet, 20, looking for a block. 25 on his feet still, and rolled out of bounds. See where they mark it at about the 37-yard line, it looks like. 2 outstanding running backs, Gil Martin for North Quincy and Bogan for the Quincy Presidents, and Bogan just a junior, so Coach Jack Raymer will have him back next year.
He's had a sensational year, and both young men have excited this crowd here today.
And we have completed, let's see, do we have the first quarter? I believe we do. Yes, that is the end of the first quarter here at the stadium. It's 13-6 North Quincy, and we will take a 60-second timeout and then be back.
Stand by. Yeah. All right, we're at the end of the first quarter here. The score 13-6. It's been a running ball game. There's been 2 passes attempted in this ball game, and they've both been incomplete. The ground has been great for running, and Danny Gilmartin has done that. He scored the first touchdown. It was a 55-yard scamper down the right sideline to make it 6-0. The point after was no good. And then Mark Bogan on the other side, a 46-yard scamper to make it 6-6. Dave Kiley again with the run right up the chute, a 31-yard run, and the point after was good to make it 13-6 at the end of the first quarter. Individual statistics on the Quincy Presidents side, 52 yards for Mr. Mark Bogan, and Mike Flavin was 0 for 1. Pagnini was 2 yards carrying, so they have a total of 54 yards rushing. On the other side for North Quincy, Danny Gilmartin, 102 yards rushing in the first quarter, with John Kiley, 33 yards also in the first quarter, and Jim Bryan was 0 for 1. We're back right now, second quarter action, 13-6, North Quincy over Quincy.
First down for close to 6 yards. It'll be second down for the Quincy Presidents, and we'll be calling in John Nicholson. I see John heading from the Quincy side over to the North Quincy side, so we'll get to John Nicholson in a time here to get his comments. He witnessed the first quarter from down Fieldway. Had a good view of everything. 2nd and 4, I formation. Wide out in motion. Hand off to Mark Bogan. Bogan for a yard up to the 41-yard line. And John, why don't we send it down for you between plays to your comments? Okay, we seem to... Oh. All right, well... Okay, John, hang in there. Leave yourself open. We'll call the play, and then we'll bring you in for between the next play. 3rd down and 2. I formation. Wing in motion. Pitch to Bogan. Bogan's got first down yardage and more. 50. Dragged down from behind at about the 45-yard line of North Quincy. as Brian Zimmerman on the stop. First down, Quincy in North Quincy territory. Okay, John, take it away.
Charlie, on that long run by Gil Martin and the subsequent run for the touchdown by Kiley, it didn't come as a surprise to Jackie Raymer because he had called timeout between those two plays, and he was telling his defensive team that that was the play they had practiced on all week, and he wanted it stacked up on that side. So I don't think Quincy's being surprised by any of the North Quincy offense this morning.
All right, thank you, John. We'll call you in a little later on, find out the North Quincy side of it. First and 10 for the Presidents, just underway in the second quarter. 13-6 North Quincy. Walker wide left, play action fake. Flavin looking over the middle, has it to the as Chris Bay all alone over the middle, and Quincy has struck back to close the North Quincy lead to a point.
Well, I think that play right there, Charlie and John, surprised North Quincy right there. Mike Flavin on a beautiful call, and Chris Fay on a beautiful reception, and we're at 13-12 here.
And that'll be approximately, 45-yard touchdown pass for Flavin to Chris Fay.
45 yards.
45 yards, and let's see if Quincy goes for the 2 to try and break the tie, and that's what they're going to do. Pagnani and Bogan, and now Quincy's going to ask for timeout, so there is timeout in the field. It is 13-12. North Quincy with the lead, and now Coach Jack Raymer will discuss this with his entire 11. Very important point after, certainly. See Marty Finnegan, the athletic director, stop by the booth.
Marty's done a great job putting this all together here this year. You know, it's not easy having the delays, and as an athletic director, you worry about whether the crowd's going to come back on Saturday, but he's got to be pleased with the turnout here today, and they're still coming through the turnstiles. And the fans are probably seeing one of the most exciting North Quincy games in years.
I think maybe some people are listening to us and saying, it's a pretty good game. I want to get down there.
Yeah, well, they should. If they're listening to us and they want to come down, come on down. It is a great game.
Absolutely. Flavin calling signals. Back split behind him. Rolls left side, looking, now pitches off to Bogan. Takes the pitch. Sweeping around his own left back. On the option, Flavin doing a nice job pitching it to Bogan, who goes in for the 2-point conversion. And with 9:02 to go in the first half, Quincy has taken the first lead of the day for them. It is 14-13. The Presidents leading the Red Raiders. We'll take a 30-second timeout and then be back with more football from Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Quincy High School band not in their usual position, which would be right below our broadcast booth. They're down at about the 25-yard line to our right, but you can still hear them on a outstanding pass play from Flavin to Fay, and with the 2-point conversion by Bogan, Quincy with a 14-13 lead over the North Quincy Red Raiders.
Charlie, when I talk about the delay, Marty Finnegan doing an outstanding job putting this together today. I asked both coaches what the delay, how it affected them and their teams. And Kenny McPhee said that he had to take his team back a notch. They had a nice practice yesterday. They helped with the shoveling, and then he was picking them back up today for the game. And on the other side of the field, Jack Raymer said his kids have been on a high all week long, and they stayed right there.
Collins with the kickoff, another low liner picked up by Gil Martin. He's going right side, cutting across to the 45 and taken down at the 45-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. John Dowling, senior, making the stop for Quincy. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. This is like gunfight at the OK Corral.
Yeah, well, you know, there's players on both sides of the field here today that have some bruises and some bumps. and a little sickness with the, little colds and sniffles and so on. But today, that's all forgotten. You come out here and you play. And no one makes mention of anything that's bothering them, whether they're hurt or sick. You come and you play.
1st and 10, North Quincy at their own 45. I formation, handoff, Gil Martin slashing right side. And he gets maybe 3 to the 48-yard line. And those Quincy uniforms are already getting dirty. Jim Monroe making that stop. It'll be 2nd down as Coach Ken McPhee shuttling in 4 players.
It's going to get worse as the game goes on, as it thaws and thaws. Some of those uniforms, you can't even see the numbers already in the back.
That's my worst nightmare. Now, Brian is going to call signals, so just Gil Martin behind him. Again, 6 receivers right, same play. Brian looking long, has McDougal all alone. At the 20, and he is taken down at the 15-yard line. Kevin McDougal, a touchdown saving tackle.
And with Sean Monroe, his number is blotched out there on the back of his jersey. But, just before that play started, Sean Monroe saw the change in the line, and he was trying to get frantically trying to call a timeout. But he couldn't get it, and he knew something was coming up, Charlie, but he did. He made a touchdown-saving tackle.
I have never seen 6 wide receivers. I remember in the Super Bowl game, Holliston and Archbishop Williams, I saw 5 on one side of the field. But
Kenny said he was going to do something different if he had the good field position, and the time had come, and he did it.
Well, North Quincy at the 15-yard line of Quincy, I formation. Now just 1 wide receiver right side. Gil Martin gets the handoff. Flags are thrown inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. Joe Baker making the stop. And the penalty, I did not see the call, but it is against North Quincy. Going to be a motion or a hold. Ken Fallon says motion, as he was watching the official a little closer than I was. I saw them point to the North Quincy side, so motion will wipe out that play. As Mike Donato, Mike Donato, a friend of yours, has called many big football games.
Yes, he has. Mikey and I go back a long time. We were teammates on the Bottomley Braves baseball team in the Boston Park League, where Mike was our first baseman, and we had a lot of fun for a couple of years, and we had a pretty good team, and enjoyed playing with Mike. Good man.
1st and 15 for the Red Raiders. Wayne McCulley is wide to the left. New player in there, clean jersey. Brian on what might have been an option, but he kept the ball and is taken down at the line of scrimmage. Baker along with Tony Madden for the Presidents.
He did the intelligent thing there. He couldn't get the kind of run that he wanted out of that play, and he just hung on to the ball, hauled it in, and took the hit. Avoid the fumble or the miscue down there.
Brian with a quick word with Coach Ken McPhee. The sun now beaming through, and it will make this field very slick. And now North Quincy is going to take timeout. 7:01 to go in this first half. It is Quincy 14, North Quincy 13. We'll take a 30-second. Have talked to their coaches, Jack Raymer and John Tagliari, with the Quincy players, and Coach Ken McPhee on the far sideline. He's still huddled up with the North Quincy Red Raiders. Very good crowd on hand here.
Looks like Green Bay, Wisconsin right now. We got a lot of people here with the earmuffs and the snowbanks and snow in the outlying regions of the field. Again, a great job done by the Quincy School Department, Jack Brown and Parks Department, George Page. Outstanding job to get this field ready today.
Second down and 15. Bryan moves into the shotgun. McCulley is wide right. McDougal is left. Bryan takes the snap, setting up a screen pass, complete to Gilmartin. 20 on his feet to the 15. There's a penalty flag on the field. He is rolled out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. We've got a marker on the near side of the field, and referee Mike Donato getting the word right now from his fellow officials.
Looks like it's going to go against North Quincy.
Mike, the referee, Larry Marino, the linesman, Gene Ferris, the umpire, Earl Garrett, the field judge, and George Dunn operating the clock. And, whoops, excuse me, never mind. No flag on the play. But that always amazes me when they throw the flag and then change their minds. But the play will stand. The ball at the 13-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7. And for North Quincy, if they don't get it here, you would expect number 25, Chris Deschler, to come into the football game. Excellent field goal kicker. Bryan from the shotgun, rolling right, rolling, looking, throwing out, incomplete, intended for McDougal down at the 5-yard line. But McDougal unable to get to the sideline, and Bryan had thrown it out. Incomplete. And Bellot comes in. See if Chris Deschler will be brought in. Deschler this year in the field goal department has 4 field goals, including 2 against Milton, the first game of the year, which preserved a North Quincy victory. Deschler will go for a field goal. They'll spot it at the 20. It'll be a 30-yard field goal. Hash mark left. Deschler, the sidewinder. Bellot puts the ball down, and this one is going to be short. Well short. This goes into the end zone. He didn't get all of it. Not a good pick for a field goal kicker. So the try for the field goal, no good. And Quincy will take over with 6:45 to go in this first half. And Quincy remains on top, 14-13. Very difficult for a field goal kicker to get planted.
This is not the type of field for that. And he's had some outstanding field goals. He's had a 37, a 38, and a 41 this year. So he's very capable of kicking a 30-yard field goal on a decent field.
1st and 10. Flavin calling signals. Man in motion. Pitch to Bogan. Bogan trying to get a block. Pagnani gives it to him. Turns the corner, and he's out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Well, it was a nice run by Bogan. He came out, he waited for his blockers to set up, and then he accelerated right at that last minute there and picked up another 6-7 yards.
And a gain of close to 15 and a first down for Quincy. As the ball at their own 35-yard line. Quincy defending the south goal here in the second quarter, moving from right to left as we look out of our broadcast booth. Pretty fine day for a football game, as it has turned out. 1st and 10, I formation, wing in motion, left side, handoff to Pagnani. Pagnani straight ahead for maybe 3. On the stop, Brian Zimmerman. He's played a good game at nose tackle for the Red Raiders so far.
He wasn't fooled in that play, Charlie. He stayed right with it. Brian Zimmerman, he is playing an outstanding game here this morning and this afternoon.
Now, Flavin, looking at that uniform, pretty clean, so that says something as far as the offensive line. They have protected the quarterback, even though they have not thrown too much. He's been able to be the field general. Hands it off to Bogan, and Mark Bogan's in trouble. 5 at least red helmets. Gott, McDougal, Zimmerman, all in there. Let's see, also Evan Kiley, and it sounds like a law firm. Zimmerman, McDougal, Kiley. All the partners all came in to put Bogan down.
And Mark Bogan has been used to that all season long, getting hit by 4 and 5 defenders at a time.
Paint a target on his back.
And he jumps right back up every time he gets hit. The harder he gets hit, the quicker he gets up.
3rd down and 7. Backs in a wide split. Man in motion, left side. Flavin under center. takes the snap, throws it out, incomplete. Looking for Jim Monroe, his tight end, but thrown more to the middle of the field, and Monroe had not made his cut. So it'll be 4th and 7, and Quincy will be forced to punt it away. That wind swirling around a little bit, blowing, as we said, across the field from west to east.
Well, Mike Flavin was well poised in that play, Charlie. I mean, he stood right there at the line of scrimmage, and he just looked for that cut that didn't come. And, you know, 7 games ago, I don't think Jack Raymer could get him to do that.
Definitely low snap. Collins feels it well. High punt, not too deep. Bellot watches it, and it won't get to Bellot, and Quincy will down it. I believe Mark Bogan it is that downed it at about the 37-yard line. So North Quincy with 5:03 to go in the first half. We'll have it 1st and 10. It's Quincy 14, North Quincy 13. We'll keep it right here. We have halftime news coming up from our studio, and then the rest of the football game. And tune in this afternoon. Joe Catalano along with Al DiTullio will keep you posted on a lot of the games being played this afternoon. Archbishop Williams and Cardinal Spellman up in Braintree, Weymouth North, Weymouth South. Also Braintree at Milton all afternoon games. So keep you posted on those. Brian on a pitch to Gilmartin. He's got some blockers. 40 on his feet, 45, 50, and is tripped up from behind.
That's Monroe again.
Was that Monroe? Yep.
Yep.
Jim Monroe tripped him up at the 50-yard line and perhaps saved a touchdown. But big run by Gilmartin and North Quincy. First down at the Quincy 48-yard line. We mentioned the Quincy offensive line a moment ago. The North Quincy offensive line doing an outstanding job as well. The Red Raiders march up to the ball. The ball left hash mark. McDougal is wide left. Now Keith Gott goes in motion. Pitch to Gilmartin, sweeping right side, getting the block. 45 on his feet, out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Now Gilmartin just got a face full of dirt. And Jim Monroe again bringing him down. Monroe's playing the game of his season so far.
This is his day. He's a senior, and he's going to go out in a bang. I'll tell you, he's made some great individual efforts here today. He came to play, no doubt about it. He's been an inspiration to the rest of that Quincy President's defense.
Second and a couple for North Quincy. Brian calling signals. Gott again in motion. Right side, Gilmartin straight ahead, falls forward. Should have first down yardage following the block of Scott Kemp. Scott wearing 72 today instead of his normal 56, as somebody stole his shirt, unfortunately, and not able to wear his number, but he had a nice block, and now the officials are going to take time. They're going to bring the sticks across to measure it. 3:43 to go in this second quarter, and we'll hang in right here.
Yeah, that was Jim Monroe made the tackle there again, Charlie. He's having himself one great day.
He has been in about everything so far. They stretch the chains. It is first down easily by the length of the football and more. 1st and 10, North Quincy with the ball at the Quincy 38-yard line. 3:43 to go in this second quarter. It is 14-13. The Quincy Presidents lead the North Quincy Red Raiders. One thing I would say about this game, well, we'll hold that thought until after this play. McDougal splitting wide left. The ball right hash mark. McDougal with a lot of room. Wings left and right. Got the lone man in the backfield. Pass complete to McDougal out in the left flat. He's to the 35 and is dragged down at about the 33-yard line. And is that Mark Bogan?
That's Mark Bogan. He hog wrestled him to the ground.
One thing I would say it is something that if well, we're hearing the weather forecast on our air. Now let's get the weather. Let's pause to the weather. They should get the weather forecast. All right, well, let's try and talk over the weather as It is 2nd down and 5. Kiley getting down to the 30-yard line as Dave Kiley. And the stop, Graham Chevery. They mark it at the 30, and the officials swapping in the balls back and forth. And that's one of the hard jobs today, just to keep that football clean. It is 3rd down and a couple for North Quincy. What I was going to say, it's good both teams are predominantly run teams. Last year, had this been this type of day, Quincy a predominant passing team and North Quincy a run team. So it's all even game. The breaks are going, well, they're in each team's favor.
Yeah.
And there's a 1st down plunge straight ahead. And let's see, was that Gil Martin? I believe it was Gil Martin.
That was Gil Martin.
And it is a 1st down North Quincy. Under 2 minutes to go in this 2nd quarter. The ball at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. They mark it at the 31-yard line. So North Quincy will go into their 2-minute offense. The clock is moving. 1:42 left. North Quincy trailing by a point. McCulley is wide to the left. The pitch to Gil Martin, looking for some blocking. Penalty flag thrown. He's down to the 20-yard line, but I think it's going to come back on a illegal block or a hold. Quincy celebrating a little bit, the defensive players, and it is holding against North Quincy. And that will bring him back 10. And it will be 1st and 20. Clock stopped with 1:27 to go, and that is the official time. Being kept in the booth next to us.
This is where that Quincy defense is going to be tested right now with 1:27 to go, and North Quincy more or less having things their own way, and this penalty here is really going to hurt them as this drive is going to be stalled a little bit here. And 1:27 to go. We'll see if that Quincy defense can hold.
Oh, let's see if North Quincy goes to the 6 wideouts again, looking to move it down the field quickly. Either that or they'll hand it to number 29. He has done the job for them so far. The ball at the Quincy 36-yard line. McDougal will split wide to the right. Wide left. Bellot is wide right. I formation. Bryan under center. Bellot in motion. Pitch to Gil Martin. Here comes the flea flicker. Bellot to the 40. 35 up the middle of the field and down at the 30-yard line. And well, that could have maybe gone for a little bit more, but Bellot, the wide receiver right side, as we called it, came in motion, took the handoff from Gil Martin, went straight up the middle, yes, and about 5 yards.
Yeah, Steve O'Donoghue held pretty good there and was able to assist on that tackle. Otherwise, when that play was developing, it looked like it was going to be a long gainer and possibly a touchdown.
And with 40 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter, North Quincy has called timeout. It is 14-13, Quincy leading North Quincy, and we'll take 30 seconds of this message. We have news at halftime, and then second half of a very exciting football game. It's 2nd and 15 for North Quincy. 40 seconds to go in this 2nd quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 31-yard line of Quincy, as the Red Raiders walking up to the ball. Bryan assessing the Quincy defense. He's going to go in the shotgun. 2 receivers, Deschler and McDougal are right. He takes the snap, looking right, looking long, looking for Deschler all along.
It's a touchdown.
That was 6 points. And Jim Bryan's reaction just fell to the ground at the 45-yard line and looked skyward. That ball was perfectly thrown. Deschler had 6 points, hit him right in the numbers and popped free.
And that timeout before, John Taglieri had that defense over there, and he was really giving them an earful here. He wants them to stay strong and doesn't want them to break here. And he just flashed out some signals out to Jim Monroe. See if they can tighten up that defensive secondary here.
And again, same formation for North Quincy. Shotgun, Deschler and McDougal to the right. High snap, Ryan fields it. This time he's looking left side for his tight end, and it is caught at the 5-yard line by Evan Kiley. First down, North Quincy, first and goal at the 5-yard line. And we've got an injured Quincy player as Kiley, the tight end, over the middle with a nice pass catch. And
great catch.
Now North Quincy right where they want to be at the 5 with 28 seconds. They'll try and punch it in a few times, and if it doesn't go, they do have Chris Deschler, and maybe a little more in his range for this kind of weather. 28 seconds as the sticks are put in place. First and goal. Ryan and McPhee are tying out. McPhee, he's got the hat off. He's yelling at somebody. He's got his dander up. And I'm not sure what.
He's coming out on the field, too. He's upset.
And not sure what it is he's yelling about. Not sure if John Nicholson is down that way or not. Maybe he can lend an ear to the proceedings. And I don't know what the.
Oh, he was upset with something here. Here we go.
Okay, now North Quincy only charged with a timeout. First and goal at the 5-yard line. 15 seconds on the clock. Ryan under center. Try and punch it out one or two times. Play action fake. Ryan looking in the end zone, and it is batted touchdown. McDougal batted down by one of the Quincy players, and McDougal, look what I found. Touchdown, North Quincy. I'm not sure which Quincy player it was.
It was Lou Pagnani, Charlie, that knocked the ball away, which would have been a great defensive play, but unfortunately right into the hands of a North Quincy player for the touchdown.
And for North Quincy, a big break. Pagnani made an outstanding defensive play and a 1 in 1,000 chance, but it goes touchdown McDougal, and North Quincy has retaken the lead 19-14 with 10 seconds to go in this second quarter. Now timeout has been taken by one of the teams. We'll have the try for the point after. 10 seconds to go, and the Quincy pass defense right now being picked apart by Jim Bryan and the North Quincy Red Raiders, but that no accounting for that. Just an outstanding defensive play that turned into a look what I found touchdown for the Red Raiders. This has been some kind of football game so far.
What an exciting game. The fans are really getting their money's worth, I'll tell you. They're going to be glad they came here today because they're seeing a ball game that I don't know how many games have been this exciting down through the years, but this one here has had everything in it, and they certainly have their money's worth today.
More fun than a barrel of monkeys.
I'll tell you, if there's people listening to us, hey, there's another half of this. Come on down here.
Well, North is going to go for the 2. Bryan with Gott and Gilmartin. McCulley, one of the wideouts. Now the pitch to Gilmartin, sweep right side, and he hurls over a Quincy player for the 2. So North Quincy has taken a 21-14 lead over the Quincy Presidents with 9 seconds to go in the second quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout and then be back with more football. Quincy. Deschler, throughout the day, has squib kicked it. Let's see if he does likewise. As Deschler trying to get a little loose. Sure, they'll try and keep it away from Bogan with 9 seconds to go. North Quincy would like to just loop it low. When they do, they short kick it, and it's taken at the 45 by one of the Quincy players who fell on it, and it will be first down. Joe Baker taking it for Quincy. 9 seconds as no time expired. Now Mike Flavin comes out, bringing his football out with him, as both teams using their respective footballs. Rich Lallis, the center. And now Fay and Walker split wide left. Flavin in the shotgun. He is going to look long. Bogan goes in motion. Takes the snap, rushes on, screen pass, complete to Bogan, 50, 45, and down to about the 43-yard line. 1 second. And they did stop the clock. 1 second left on it. And Quincy will get one more play as timeout was taken by Quincy. The ball at the North Quincy 43-yard line. Mike Flavin over to talk to head coach Jack Raymer. The entire teams, or both squads, going over to huddle up with their coaches. And Quincy, I haven't seen it all year. Maybe Jack has run it, but I haven't seen it. The old hook and lateral. That's the Raymer specialty, and maybe that's what he's going to call. And I'm sure Coach McPhee on the far side is saying, look out for the hook and lateral. That's Raymer's specialty. So let's see. Quincy has, because the passing game, Joe, has been so slow in developing this year, they have been devoid of some of those gimmick plays that they're famous for. So everybody going out wide left. Fay, Walker, Pagnani.
Jack has had to use restraint. I know he's wanted to call it, but he just hasn't been able to.
Flavin takes the snap, looking long, looking for Fay, and it is underthrown with 5 deep backs down there. It's incomplete. Time has expired in the second quarter, and what a quarter it has been. 21-14, North Quincy with the lead. Let's go down and see what John Nicholson, what trouble he's gotten into on the sidelines. John?
Okay, we're on the field now. 21-14 at halftime. Head coach Kevin McPhee, the Red Raiders. Kenny, you have 246 yards total offense right now. The running game's been doing real good for you with Gil Martin, 135 yards on the ground.
We knew he was going to have a big day. He's playing an inspired game because of his little brother, and just doing an outstanding job. The whole offensive line is doing a nice job.
It seems to me, especially in the first quarter, your offensive line just pushed around the defense of Quincy.
Yeah, at the beginning, they made some nice adjustments. We're gonna have to go in the halftime and make some more adjustments. So.
And that last touchdown, that was Kevin McDougal, Johnny on the spot.
Well, that's we tell him never quit when the ball's in the air, and Kevin doesn't do that. That was great concentration, and maybe it didn't go to the guy we wanted it to go to, but it got to the right person.
Okay, Kenny, go get your boys. Thank you. All right, we're at the end of the first half. We'll give you a recap of what happened in the first quarter. It was 6-0. Danny Gilmartin, a scamper up the right side to 55 yards to make it 6-0. And then Mark Bogan, identical play, 46 yards on the left side, made it 6-6. Then Dave Kiley, a 31-yard run right up the chute to make it 13-6 with the point after attempt was good. And then Chris Fay, a 46-yard TD, made it 14-13 as Chris Fay with the 2-point conversion. 14-13, Quincy was ahead. Then the waning moments, 15 seconds to go in the second quarter. Kevin McDougal, Johnny on the spot, 5-yard pass. It was attempted for Chris Deschler, knocked away by Bogan, and right into the arms of Kevin McDougal. The extra point was good, with Gil Martin running 2 yards in, make it 21-14 at halftime. Some statistics here in the first half. On the Quincy side, it was Mark Bogan, 87 yards on 11 carries. And Mike Flavin, 1 for 4 for 61 yards in the passing department. For North Quincy, their rushing total yards was 171. Danny Gilmartin led the way with 135 yards. And John Kiley with 36 yards to make 171 yards total. Jim Bryant on the passing side, 5 for 8, 75 yards. He threw some nice passes. He had Chris Deschler for a touchdown, but it bounced off Chris's shoulder pads. And that's where it stands here in the first half. The score, 21-14. Total yards, as I said, for North Quincy, 246 offensively, 148 for Quincy in the first half. We're going to have some halftime show with both bands entertaining both of us, and we'll be back for second half action. Stay tuned and enjoy the Thanksgiving festivities here at Veterans Memorial Field. The score, 21-14, North Quincy Red Raiders over the Quincy Presidents.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing.
At left guard, number 66, Tommy Morell. At right guard, number 52, Mike Tempesta. At right tackle, number 79, Joe Baker. At center, number 50, Rich Lallis. At tight end, number 17, Mike McGinnis. At left tackle, number 75, Tony Madden. At quarterback, number 14, Mike Flavin. At tailback, number 44, Mark Bogan. At halfback, number 34, Lou Pagnani. At wide receiver, number 86, Chris Fay. And at wide receiver, number 82, Chris Walker.
All right, right now we're back here ready for the kickoff for our second half. I'm waiting, Coach Jack Raymer, when I'm waiting to see what happens here for the second half. Right now, JDA is getting first attention of Mr. Raymer. As I see the North Quincy's team coming out, pelted by snowballs. Hi, I'm here with Jack Raymer. Jack, that was Johnny on the spot for McDougal in the that last touchdown pass. Your defense was playing great there to stop him.
That's a tough play right at the end of the half, but they scored, and that gives them a lot of momentum. So we got the ball now. We're just going to have to get that momentum back and hopefully take it down and do something good, though. We don't want to give them momentum back. That's just tough to give up a score that early, late in the half.
Jack, your ground game's been working, and it was a nice call when you had Mike Flavin pass to Chris Fay there.
Well, it's a play-action pass, and hopefully if we can get him keying on Bogan, we'll try it a few more times. But we got to open it up a little bit more. We'll pull everything out for this one, so it'll be an exciting second half, I guarantee you that.
Okay, Jack, thank you.
Okay.
Good luck. All right, as you heard Coach Raymer say, they're all set for this. The guys are all ready to come back for this second half action. 21-14 as we go into this second half, and get ready. This is the battle. I'm telling you, city supremacy on the line here for football, and get ready for it. Second half action ready to begin. We'll send it up to Charlie Ross of WJDA right after this.
Take it away, John.
Okay, Kenny, what can we look for here in the second half?
Much of the same. Our kids don't want to let it, don't want to fold up into a little coma here. We want to keep on coming after them and see what we can do.
Have they thrown anything at you that surprised you so far?
Not really. We broke down a couple of times on defense, but no, they really haven't thrown anything at us we haven't seen.
Where'd you get the 6 wide receivers?
At defensive tackle, number 59, Alex Malasey. At defensive tackle, number 58, Scott Leonard. At defensive end, number 77, Matt Swerk. At nose guard, number 53, Brian Zimmerman. At strong linebacker, number 56, Scott Kemp. At middle linebacker, number 61, Mike Akabachi. At weak linebacker, number 82, Mike Doherty. At defensive back, number 34, Kevin McDougal. At strong safety, number 33, Keith Gott. At defensive back, number 9, Desmond Bellett. At defensive back, number 29, Danny Gilmartin.
And the Red Raiders equipment manager, Joe Ruscio.
Bogan and Walker are deep. Deschler will kick it off for North Quincy with the wind at their back, and it is a short kick, an onside kick. Everybody going for it. I think North Quincy may have it. The North players indicating they do. Let's see. No official has given us a signal as of yet. And it is North Quincy. Nope, they say Quincy ball. All the North players said they have it, but the men in the striped shirts say Quincy ball.
Look from here like North Quincy had gotten to that ball. What a surprise, though. I don't think Quincy was expecting that. And Kenny is right. He says he's not going to let up and come right at him. It is North Quincy ball.
No, the officials pointed the other way. It is North Quincy ball. The officials pointed Quincy, but it is North Quincy ball, 1st and 10. Hand off to Gil Martin, hit at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It'll be 2nd down. Graham Chevery on the stop for the Quincy Presidents.
That could prove to be a turning point in this game if they capitalize on it.
Very strange to open up a half with an onside kick. We have seen everything so far in this football game, and we're just underway. 11-minute quarters. Now North Quincy, after going out for heading toward the ball, came back for just a moment. Kevin McDougal is wide to the left. I formation behind Bryan. Hands it off to Gil Martin, slashes right side to the 45, penalty flag thrown. And it'll be against North Quincy. Fumble, they say. And we've got a penalty flag, so let's see what referee Mike Donato. The holding, it will be declined, and it'll be Quincy ball. I did not see the fumble. Thought the players are jumping up over the penalty, but it is Quincy ball. So Quincy dodges a bullet as North Quincy onside kicks the second half kickoff, but Quincy recovers a fumble.
And it gives them great field position. This is the field position they wouldn't have had on that kick. And Quincy gets a new life here.
Mike Flavin with Pagnotti and Bogan split behind him. Flavin under center, now Bogan in motion. The pitch to Pagnotti. Pagnotti trying to turn the corner. 40 on his feet to the 45. Stiff arms the player and is taken down and out of bounds. Dan Gilmartin along with Keith Gott. Pagnotti hit that strip of concrete that runs along. That's the long jump path here at the stadium, and he put the shoulder right into that. But none the worse for wear. 2nd down. Gain of 5. 2nd and 5 for the Presidents.
All cautions are being thrown to the wind at this point, Charlie. He doesn't know whether that was sand or concrete.
No.
Or wood chips. He has no idea.
Nope. Pagnotti now goes in motion. Handoff to Bogan. Fake pitch. Just a handoff straight ahead. 50, 45, and he's dragged down from behind at the 44-yard line. He was taken down by Bill Early for the Red Raiders.
Outstanding run by Mark Bogan. He got hit 3 times on that carry and shook each one off until he was taken down finally. Good run, Mark Bogan.
1st down for the Quincy Presidents, who trail 21-14. Chris Walker, the sophomore, splits wide to the left. I formation behind Flavin with the clean uniform. Bogan in motion right side. Handoff to Pagnotti. Had trouble with his footing and tied up after gaining about a yard. Brian Zimmerman and a host of others. Scott Kemp also in there to bring him down. It'll be 2nd down. Pagnotti had a little trouble getting his feet in motion to drive forward, but did pick up a couple of yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Jack Raymer staying very calm on the sidelines today. He's letting the emotion get carried by his players out there on the field, and he's sticking to business there. He's like a businessman down there today.
Pitch to Bogan. Bogan looking for some block spinning his way inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line goes Mark Bogan, the junior. 9 touchdowns on the year coming into this football game. And now it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Chris Fay checks into the football game for Quincy. Steve McGinnis coming out. Flavin has had his conference with Jack Raymer. Anybody's football game. See what Quincy does as Flavin goes under center. 5-man North Quincy line. I formation, wing right. Give to Bogan. Bogan off the right side. 1st down and more. And nearly broke that inside the 25, but was tripped up by Desmond Bellot at the 28-yard line. And Bogan might have had a lot more, but Bellot Another good tackle, tripping him up, but it is a first down for Quincy at the North Quincy 28-yard line.
Second first down on this drive, Charlie, as Bogan is now up to 115 yards rushing this afternoon. So he's having himself another great day.
21-14 North Quincy, I formation. Wing in motion, right side. Bogan, handoff again. Stutter stepping his way. Taken down from behind by Mike Akabachi, who took him down. We've had a lot of ankle and shoestring tackles today. The ball now at the 24-yard line. Gain of, we'll call it 4, 2nd and 6.
Looks like that offensive line's getting a little better footing. They're really charging out of there and providing the blocking that Bogan needs. He's not a real big kid, and you give him some daylight, he's going to take advantage of it.
Wing in motion, right side. Bogan, handoff, hit at the line, spinning his way for a couple of yards. Brian Zimmerman hit him at the line of scrimmage, and Bogan still powering and spinning his way for maybe a yard or two. Good second effort by Mark Bogan. They mark it at the 22-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3 for Quincy.
Flavin doing a real good job at directing the team in this on this drive. He's really improved as the season has gone on, and he's very well poised and playing with all kinds of confidence out there.
Very much the general right now, something he did not have early on in the season. Pitch to Bogan. Bogan is in trouble, and he is taken down at the 25-yard line, as Bogan was the marked man. Scott Kemp over there for the North Quincy Red Raiders, along with Brian Zimmerman. I think half the defensive line and linebackers all were looking for number 44. They found him, and big loss. They mark it at the 26-yard line. So now it'll be 4th down and 8. A big defensive play for North Quincy.
It's actually Joe Powers that had held him up a little bit on that sweep.
Now Quincy with receivers left and right, Walker and Fay. 2 men in the backfield. Mike Flavin, the junior, calling signals. Some movement in that North Quincy line. Rushes on. Flavin gets it away, and it is caught for a first down. And that was Pagnani, I believe. Yep. With Pagnani, it was. Flavin had a rush coming on him as Scott Kemp blew in, and Flavin is shaken up. He is down in the field, and he's being attended to right now. Flavin never saw that pass completed. A floater, threw it up, and Lou Pagnani hauled it in on 4th and 8, and he came up with about 10 yards, and it is a first down Quincy. And they are looking at Mike Flavin right now, and Gary Collins, the backup quarterback, is going to take some snaps on the sideline.
He took a good hit, and you know, you've got to give that kid credit because he hung right there and he made that play. He made it happen. He didn't back off. He didn't flinch. He got rid of the ball, completed the pass, and he took a hit at the same time. And he's paying for it right now, but it was a great play.
No, they're still working on him. We'll take a 30-second timeout with 5:34 to go in the third quarter. 21-14, North Quincy leads Quincy. They are still attending to Mike Flavin as he is conscious. They're looking at a leg or a knee. Coach Jack Raymer standing over him, and
going to help him up now.
And let's see, he appears to be all right, walking under his own power, and just an example of the camaraderie between these two teams. The first person out to Mike Flavin was the North Quincy trainer, Michelle Conley, from the other side of the field, came out to look at him. And that's the kind of, this is an intense rivalry, but when the game is over, everybody pretty much friends again, and that fine display of sportsmanship.
There was.
Well, Gary Collins is out in the field because of the injury. Flavin does have to sit out one play, so Collins comes out, and he will direct the team. It'll be 1st and 10, and now Quincy's going to call timeout with 5:16 to go in the third quarter. It's 21-14. North Quincy with the lead over Quincy, and we'll take a 30-second break.
Right here to give us some stats.
All right, back here at the stadium. Time still out. John Nicholson, you had a view of Mike Flavin getting hit. Your comments?
Michelle Connolly, the trainer for the Red Raiders, and she said he did get the wind knocked out of him, but he did take a good shot to the ribs as well, and the doctor's going to be looking at that.
All right, thanks, John, right on the spot. 1st and 10, the ball at the 16-yard line in North Quincy. Handoff going to Mark Bogan, right side 10, on his feet to the 5, and dragged down at the 5-yard line by Desmond Bellot for the North Quincy Red Raiders. And it is another first down. 1st and 10 for the Quincy Presidents. 1st and goal, rather, at the 5-yard line. And they're marking at the 5, maybe at the 6-yard line. 5:03 to go in this third quarter.
And that's the 4th first down on this drive, Charlie. They had 3 in the first half and 4 here on this drive alone. So they're knocking on North Quincy right now as they're on that 6-yard line.
I formation. Collins stays in at quarterback. O'Donohue in motion. Handoff Pagnani, and he goes over the 5, falls forward to about the 3-yard line. Scott Kemp on the tackle for the Red Raiders, and now the North Quincy defense has got to hang in and stop Quincy. 7-point North Quincy lead, but the Presidents have it at the 4, 2nd and goal.
12th play of the drive.
Collins with the I formation, no wide receivers. Handoff to Bogan. Bogan breaks 1, 2 tackles. He's down to about the 1-yard line, straight ahead. And it will be 3rd and goal for the Quincy Presidents from about the 1-yard line. Under 4 minutes to go, third quarter. 1300 radio, WJDA, Quincy, Massachusetts. I'm Charles Ross, along with Joe Ambrosino, Mark Ambrosino alongside, working statistics for us as well, making a cameo appearance at halftime, doing a good job.
3rd play of the drive right here.
3rd and goal from the 2. Collins, quarterback keeper, straight ahead, and he is shy of the end zone. The Quincy player is indicating touchdown, but no official put the hands up. They're going to pull everybody off the pile, and the Quincy players trying to coax a touchdown, but it is not to be, as Collins called his own number. And it will be 4th down at the 1. Collins over to talk to Raymer. McPhee on the far sideline, crouched down like a catcher in baseball, cheering his defense on. 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Collins calling signals, back split behind him. He hands it off straight ahead. Quincy touchdown! Mark Bogan with the touchdown from 1 yard out, following the block of Tom Morrill. And Quincy has cut the North Quincy lead to a point. It is 21-20 with 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Quincy will go for the 2-point conversion, I'm sure. Flavin is coming back into the football game as he is out there. So Flavin will be the quarterback for the 2. Bogan and Pagnani, their shirts caked in mud. Pagnani is the left half, Bogan to the right. Now Bogan goes in motion. Flavin from the shotgun. Looking, the left-hander throws in the end zone, and it is picked off and taken out to about the 6-yard line. As it was picked off, that could have been returned, but Kevin McDougall intercepted it. The try for the 2, no good. The teams come back upfield, 2:45 to go, third quarter. North Quincy hangs on. It is 21-20 as they lead the Quincy Presidents, and will take 30 seconds.
Yards rushing here. Another spectacular performance from the junior from Quincy High School.
Well, Bogan and Gil Martin, they have both played outstanding games. They've both been at the top of their game today. 1st and 10. Brian Collins signals movement in that Quincy line. No flags. Gil Martin gets the handoff. Gets about a yard to the 30-yard line and is taken down on the stop for Quincy. Scott Buckman. Graham Chevery also over to help out.
Looks like John Tagliari made some adjustments at halftime with that Quincy defense as they've been extra tough here this second half.
2nd down and 9. North Quincy marching to the ball. Matt Swerk, the center. Kevin McDougal will split wide right. The ball at the right hash mark. Now Keith Gott goes in motion left side. Pitch to Gil Martin. Looking for a block. Breaks a tackle. Trying to break another one. Mark Bogan gets him at about 32-yard line. Grabbed him right around the waist and would not give up. Those the two dominating players in this game. Bogan for Quincy and Gil Martin for North Quincy. They'll mark it at the 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the North Quincy Red Raiders. This third quarter, Joe, pretty much all Quincy on that very long drive. North Quincy's about maybe 3rd play from scrimmage.
Yes, it is, and that's been the big difference here in this third quarter.
Ball left hash mark. Brian is calling signals. Gil Martin in motion, and the handoff straight ahead, and that'll be a first down as the handoff going to Jim Rain. First time he's carried the ball today, right up the middle, and Jim Rain for first down yardage. They mark it at the 48, and a very big run by Jim Rain for the North Quincy Red Raiders, getting them out of a hole and keeping the drive alive.
He wasn't going to be denied. Boy, he tucked that ball away, and his legs were going like pistons, and North Quincy picks up their first down of this half and their 8th overall this afternoon.
And the handoff to Kiley. And we got a penalty flag as Jim Bryan got put on the seat of his pants by Joe Baker away from the ball, and Mike Donato, the referee, right there. Personal foul against Quincy. And Coach Jack Raymer is steamed. You can see the steam right now, and Jack usually he's yelling at Baker. Very upset at that. It was a good play. It was away from the ball, and Brian just got bumped right down, and the personal foul puts the ball at the 35-yard line, and that might be a momentum turner.
Yeah, it might be. You know, after they scored the touchdown, Quincy, to cut it to 21-20, Jack Raymer talked to both his co-captains.
Bryan nearly fumbled the ball, picks it up now around his own left end, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage and taken down on what was a busted play. Steve O'Donoghue on the stop, back at the 37-yard line. Loss of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for the North Quincy Red Raiders.
He had Jack Raymer had Tom Morrill and Joe Baker off to the sidelines, and was firing them up to keep things going on that field and keep the momentum going. Now he's over there talking to him now, and he's putting his arm around him and calming him down and patting him on the back. And these things happen. It's a big ball game, and things like that are going to happen.
No, emotion gets into it. Certainly not anything intentional, just an emotional reaction.
We're at the end of the third quarter now. We had one score in that third quarter. Mark Bogan made it 21-20, North Quincy over Quincy, as they missed the point after attempt. Mark Bogan has been the story so far in the third quarter, as Quincy's had the ball for about 8 minutes of that third quarter. He had 46 yards, and right now as it stands in the third quarter, 21-20, and a great ball game, North Quincy over Quincy. We'll go right back now, get ready for fourth quarter action, as North Quincy is now driving down in the Quincy end zone. It's Mike. Right back now, fourth quarter action.
School football, AM 1300, WJDA, Quincy, Massachusetts. It's John Nicholson down in the field, Joe Amorosino, along with Mark Amorosino alongside. I'm Charles Ross. It has been a pleasure to bring you this morning and now this afternoon's football game, as North Quincy trying to add to its 1-point lead. 2nd down and 12. The ball at the Quincy 37-yard line. Bryan goes into the shotgun. Has receivers left and right. Looking long, looking for McDougal at the 5. He's got it. The Quincy defender falls down. Touchdown! As the Quincy defender lost his footing, fell down. And is that Bogan? I honestly cannot see the jersey. I believe it was Mark Bogan who fell down on Kevin McDougal as he hauled in the pass, and it is 27-20 as North Quincy's lead has been increased. It's now 7, and let's see if they look for the 1 or the 2, as the defender simply fell down. That was Bogan. McDougal at the 5 had an easy 5 yards into the end zone. And they're going to go for the 2, opting to try and put Quincy more of a touchdown and point away. Bryan, flags fly. He's back to throw. It's batted up and caught in the end zone by Evan Kiley. But let's see what the flags are. I believe it may come back, as it was tipped at the line. Second tip ball today that has been caught in the end zone. One was a North Quincy touchdown. Referee Mike Donato coming this way and indicates ineligible receiver downfield.
Illegal man downfield.
And offensive pass interference against North Quincy. So now they're going to be a little further out. See if the thinking will change at all. Apparently not. They're going to go for the 2. Chris Deschler stays on the sideline. So even with the yardage that'll be tacked on with this penalty, they are still going to go for the 2-point conversion. If they get it, it would put Quincy 9 down, forcing them to get a touchdown and more, a field goal or another touchdown.
This is a critical conversion here.
The football game will take a 30-second timeout.
Scoper Construction is a full...
Many thousand here watching this one this morning and now this afternoon have been treated to a superb game. 27-20, North Quincy with the lead. The try for the two wiped out because of an ineligible receiver downfield. Loss of down wiped out the point after try. Chris Deschler will kick it off. It'll be Bogan and Chris Walker to receive, and it is another short kick taken by one of the up men, Steve O'Donoghue. He's over the 40 to about the 41-yard line. So Quincy will have it 1st and 10.
Marty Finnegan has got to be a proud man here today. They've done a great job selling this game.
The junior Mike Flavin in at quarterback. The pitch to, not sure if it's Pagnani or Bogan. It's Bogan, Mark Bogan. As the two white shirts, and it's the wrong 4. I can see 44 and 34, and sometimes you just see that second 4, and so I can't tell if it's 30 or 44.
We have Flavin at 14.
Yep, a plethora of 4s. Yep. Second down, second. After a 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5. Handoff again. That's Pagnani. Pagnani's got the first down into North Quincy territory. At the 46-yard line, Dan Gilmartin on the stop. And getting off the bottom of the pile is Alex Malasey for Quincy. 1st and 10, the North 46-yard line. Quincy moving from right to left, defending the south goal here in the 4th quarter. Flavin, play action fake. The right-hander looking, has his man complete.
Oh, what a great play.
Complete to Chris Fay at the 16-yard line. Kevin McDougal on the stop. Chris Fay over the middle, and Quincy 1st and 10. And they're going to mark it, it looks like, at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10, Quincy at the North Quincy 19.
Chris Fay's come up with a couple of beautiful receptions here today. And that was a real big one. This has Quincy on the march.
Chris Fay being congratulated by his teammates. 1st and 10. Flavin, handoff to Bogan. Bogan getting back to the line of scrimmage, maybe one. That is about all. Scott Kemp, the 9-yard line. 1st and goal for the Presidents. 6-man North Quincy front. O'Donoghue in motion. Handoff to Pagnani. He's to the 8-yard line. Stood up and put down by a host of players. Might pretty much dead even today. Chris Walker, the sophomore, is wide to the right. Some movement in that North Quincy line, and now man goes in motion. Pitch to Bogan. He's in trouble. He gets away from a couple of people and gets back to the 10, maybe to the 9-yard line. Bogan looked like he was going to be in trouble at the 12, but somehow broke free.
It was Keith Gott that rushed him that time and started to tackle him. He did break away. It's a resilient player.
I am surprised. I thought he was down for the count at the 12, but somehow he got back to the 9-yard line. So now it will be 3rd down from the 10. 3rd and goal from the 9, actually. 3rd and goal. Quincy trailing 7. Flavin yelling to Chris Fay. He and Walker are wide left. The ball right hash mark. Man in motion from the shotgun. Flavin takes the snap. Here comes the rush, setting up a screen pass, and it is incomplete. The intended receiver was Pagnani. I think he tripped. He
did. He
tripped him. Mike Tempesta's feet, his offensive right guard. So now it's 4th and goal from the 9-yard line.
Big defensive down right here for the Red Raiders.
Flavin has talked to Coach Jack Raymer. On the other side, Brian Zimmerman coming off. Coach Ken McPhee yelling in. 4th and goal from the 9. Twin receivers left. Same formation, the shotgun. Flavin with his backs on either side. The right half goes in motion. That's Bogan. Flavin taking it. Gets away, and he is sacked. He is hit by Mike Yakubaki, who came in and took Flavin down at the 20-yard line. An outstanding defensive play, and North Quincy holds. They take the ball 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, as Mike Yakubachi was not to be denied. He came in and clipped Flavin out, took his feet out from under him, and North Quincy will have it at their own 19, 1st and 10, 7:35 to go in the football game.
Great defensive play, and that got a rouse out of that whole North Quincy High bench and all their fans. Probably the biggest play of the afternoon at this point.
North Quincy comes out. Jim Bryan calling signals. I formation. Ballot is wide to the right. Pitch to Gil Martin, sweeping left side, looking, trying to dart for a hole. He gets to about the 22-yard line. Is taken down. Football game, 27-20. North Quincy with the lead. Bryan under center. Matt Swark is center. One man in the backfield. Now Gil Martin, the wing, goes in motion. And the handoff to the wing, the other side, up to the 25 to the 26-yard line. And
it's Joe Baker with the tackle. He just reached out and grabbed him by the jersey and pulled him to the ground.
And that time the ball carried by Jim Rain, who had an outstanding run earlier in this half that gave North Quincy a 1st down. Lining up at that wing. He's done a good job when he has been called on. 3rd and a couple, 6:22, clock moving.
This is his last game, and giving it everything he has out here is Ken McPhee believes in the seniors getting opportunities, and he's provided those kids with those opportunities to play today.
North Quincy has called a timeout. It'll be 3rd down and 2 when play resumes. 6:14 to go in the football game. 27-20. North Quincy with the lead. We'll take 30 seconds. It's something. Coach Jack Raymer with the headset on. He's looking in. Each team has an emotional coach. We'll touch on that in a moment. Handoff straight ahead. I believe it was Gil Martin, and he did not get in. It'll be 4th down, no gain, back to the 27-yard line. It'll be 4th down for North Quincy, and they'll be forced to punt it away.
Well, that was a good defensive effort there by the entire Quincy High School President's defense. I'm sure Coach McPhee and the Red Raiders would have liked to have gotten a 1st down and to sustain this drive a little more and kill more time off.
Chris Deschler will punt it away, and it'll be Bogan, one of the deeps, along with Chris Walker, and it's bounded around, and Deschler in trouble, running for his life at the 10, 15, and bumped out of bounds at the 20-yard line. We've had great snaps all day, but that time it was not, and Deschler running for his life. Quincy with the ball, 1st and 10 at the North Quincy 15-yard line. We have seen everything in this football game so far. John Nicholson just getting into position, but John, let's send it down to you for your thoughts.
Well, you ought to see and hear what's going on down here at the Quincy bench at this point. Jackie Raymer exhorting his troops in the last timeout to just hold them and get the ball back one time. And in 2 plays, they stuffed them, and then they forced the turnover.
1st and 10. For Quincy at the North 15-yard line. The pitch to Bogan, trying to sweep left side. He's down to about the 11-yard line. Hurdling over a couple of players. Keith Gott bringing him down. He jumped over Scott Leonard. 7-point lead for Quincy, 27-20, or for North Quincy rather, 27-20 with 5:15 clock stopped left in this football game. Over the ball, Flavin, injured in this ball game, came back. Calling signals, 2nd down and 7. The handoff to Lou Pagnani. He is hit by Keith Gott and taken down at about the 15-yard line. In the football game, this one has been an outstanding.
All the excitement you could ever stand in a football game right here.
Handoff to Bogan. Bogan hit at the 14. The line of scrimmage taken down. Nothing doing. Quincy has kept it on the ground.
Well, that North Quincy defense is fighting for its life right now, Charlie. They're really hanging in there tough.
And Quincy will go for it on 4th down, 4th and 5. Reardon checking into the football game. Both coaches just watching. They've done everything they can do. It's up to 22 youngsters on that field wearing blue and white and red and black. Reardon goes in motion. Play action fake. Pass play complete to the 10-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. It will be very close to a first down, but I think they're going to measure this. And the officials are going to take time for the measurement.
And just a little bit short. I think he stepped out right on him, just a little bit beyond the 10, and I think it's going to be short. That's my guess.
All right, hang it right there, and first down, Quincy. By the length of the football, Quincy on a pass from Mike Flavin to Bill Reardon. Just enough for the first down. The drive stays alive.
8th first down of the half.
First and goal for Quincy at the North 10-yard line. 3:43 to go in the football game. A 7-point North Quincy lead. Pagnotti in motion right side. Pitch to Bogan. Sweeping right side, looking for a block. He's at the 5. He's at the 3 and rolled out of bounds at about the 2.5-yard line. Desmond Bellot for North Quincy have at least one emotional coach, and I think those are the people. Second and goal from the 2. Flavin calling signals. Handoff to Bogan again. Back to the line of scrimmage. Stop there. Mike Akabaki on the stop.
Bogan 165 yards in the afternoon.
In this fourth quarter, keeping Quincy out of the end zone once, and they're trying to do it again. Backs in the eye. Reardon the wing in motion. That's O'Donohue, rather. Handoff. Bogan, second effort. He is stopped shy of the end zone. I'm not sure where they're going to mark it. As he tried, he was stopped initially. Second effort. And they're going to put it at about the, still at, well, the 1.5 maybe. So it's 4th and goal. It all comes down to this, perhaps, with 2:22 to go in the game. 27-20. North Quincy with the lead. 4th and goal from the 1.5 for Quincy.
Going strength against strength right here. This is it. That's what they all dream about.
Lallis, the center, under the ball. Flavin under center, backs in a wide split. Wing in motion from right to left. Handoff straight ahead. Touchdown! Touchdown for Quincy.
Mark Bogan straight into that line.
Big
Touchdown.
Hole. Big hole from the offensive line. And now it's 27-26. And there is absolutely no doubt about what Quincy will do. That's go for the 2, go for the win. Flavin gets the play from the bench. 1:55 to go in the game. It's 27-26. North Quincy hanging on by a point. Walker and Fay split out left and right. Backs in a split. Flavin calling signals. North Quincy moving along in the line. Flavin looking, pitches, and it's batted down. North Quincy picking it up, and they're going to bat it dead. A superb play by Evan Kiley, as Evan Kiley knocked the ball away as Flavin tried to pitch it to one of his backs. The try for the 2 is no good. North Quincy 27, Quincy 26, with 1:55 to go in the game. Presented to the winner of this football game, and it's anybody's game right now. Gary Collins.
It's not over, that's for sure.
No, a lot of 20s, 30s, and 80s in that front wall, anticipating a Quincy onside kick. As Colin, now they're going to do the chorus line. Everybody's going to go to the right. Bogan kicks it off, and it's taken by Kevin McDougal at the 50-yard line. And it will be North Quincy ball, 1st and 10 with 1:54 to go in the football game. The sidelines.
I think Kylie made a real nice play on that conversion attempt, Charlie, when they were trying to go for the 2 points. He played that perfectly. He knew it was going to be pitched back, and he was looking to bat the ball down, and he did a superb job.
Final 1:54 of this high-intensity drama. Bryan, 1st down, handoff Gilmartin through the line to the 45 and falls forward to about the 43-yard line. Gain of close to 8 yards. Graham Chevery on the stop. Quincy will call timeout. And that's the play that Coach Ken McPhee wanted, a big gainer on 1st down.
That ball, take care of the ball, no fumbles. Let's ride this one out.
Dave Kiley, the fullback, and Gilmartin. Gilmartin gets the handoff. He's got the 1st down and more to the 40, to the 39-yard line. And it's North Quincy 1st down, the biggest 1st down of the day for the Red Raiders.
Only their 2nd in this half. Total 9 in the afternoon. Dan Gilmartin really protected the ball. He had it grasped in both hands, hugged it tight, bore his head down, and made sure that no one would strip him, and no fumble.
1st and 10, 1:19 to go in the game. North Quincy with the ball. They have the 1-point lead. Gott and Gilmartin behind Bryan. The pitch to Gilmartin to the 40 and taken down at the 40. Loss of half a yard, and Quincy's going to use another timeout. As Gilmartin getting up. Boy, that uniform is caked. You can still read. You can read the numbers better on the North Quincy shirts than the Quincy shirts. When I was setting up the equipment, Joe, and I saw Quincy come out in the white shirts, I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah. that mud and...
Very much. A tie 2 years ago. Last year in what was an outstanding game, his great running back, Ryan Craig, was shaken up, had to leave the game in the 2nd quarter. Chris Noble, a great Quincy quarterback, did not get hurt. Quincy wound up winning the game. Coach McPhee wants this one very, very much. 2nd down and 11. Handoff to Gilmartin. He is hit at about the 37-yard line, taken down. Hit by about 3 players at once. Now Quincy's going to call another timeout. 53 seconds to go in the football game. Both teams talking to their coaches. This one is not over, folks.
No, it's not.
There's so many things that have happened today, and look at Marty Finnegan down in the runway. The camel hair coat. He has to be very happy. Everybody has played well, played hard. It's been a good, clean football game. The fans have been very well behaved, and it's been an outstanding game. What more could you want? 3rd and 8. Kiley gets the handoff straight ahead. He's going to be taken down at about the 32-yard line. He is shy of 1st down yardage, but it will be 4th down, and now Quincy will call a timeout with 41 seconds. North Quincy will have 4th, and we'll call it 3, and referee Mike Donato indicating that Quincy has now used their last timeout. They cannot stop the clock again. 41 seconds, 27-26. North Quincy with the lead. And 10-4 for North Quincy from the Quincy 34-yard line. Bryan, handoff to Gilmartin. Gilmartin down to the 30-yard line, and I don't believe he's got the 1st down. Quincy players indicating that it'll be their ball. 37 seconds left, and it is Quincy ball. So the last bragging right, the last round We'll go to Quincy, last up, if you will, bottom of the 9th inning. And let's see if Quincy, they'll have to get it down quickly.
No timeouts remaining.
No timeouts. Bogan has been their kicker. They have not kicked a field goal all year. Pitch to Flavin from the shotgun. He's looking long. He has Walker, and he's got it at the 45-yard line. Now fumbles. I believe a Quincy player recovered the fumble. And it will be Quincy ball as Chris Walker, the outstanding sophomore, hauled it in at the North Quincy 45.
Outstanding reception.
And the fumble was recovered by Steve McGinnis. So Quincy first and 10, 29 seconds. They have the ball at the North Quincy 45-yard line. They have the wind at their back. One man in the backfield, twin receivers right, one left. Now the backfield comes in motion, pass play, incomplete, intended for Bogan at the 40-yard line. He was the man in motion out of the backfield, turned upfield. Flavin couldn't hit him with the ball. And now Flavin talking to Coach Jack Raymer. 20 seconds left. Maybe this is the hook and lateral time.
What a ball game. What a ball game.
And Flavin still yelling at Jack Raymer as he heads back. Quincy's going to have to huddle up here and get the play off quickly. I'm not sure if that's 20 or 29. Some of the bulbs are burned out. I think it may be 20. Flavin from the shotgun. Twin receivers to the left. He takes the snap. Flags are thrown. Throws it out, and it is complete to the 25-yard line to Chris Fay, but I think it's going to come back. I think we may have a procedure call. See what referee Mike Donato calls.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, it's procedure against Quincy. He told Jack Raymer first what it was before he signaled, and Jack just turned and snarled. 14 seconds left. Quincy out of timeouts. And that would have given Quincy the ball at the 25-yard line. Instead, it goes back to the North Quincy 49. Time for maybe 2 plays. Quincy's got to go for the whole thing. They send 3 receivers, including Bogan, to the left. Flavin looking to throw. Looking, has a man open, complete at the 30-yard line with 9 seconds.
Great catch.
Another outstanding catch. Chris Fay hauls it in. 9 seconds. First down, Quincy at the North 30-yard line. They start the clock. 7 seconds. This will be the last play. Snap the ball. Flavin throws it out. Stops it with 1 second on an incomplete pass. So Quincy's got 1 shot at the end zone. The line of scrimmage, the North Quincy 30-yard line. As they started the clock, Flavin took the snap and threw it in the ground, basically. Didn't have anybody open.
What an exciting game.
My word.
What an exciting game.
Raymer and Flavin have talked. McPhee yelling from the sidelines on the far side. Pete Zoya, Mr. North Quincy, yelling in at the team as well. I'm sure there aren't many more exciting games he has seen. 1-point lead. This the play of the game. Flavin looking long, looking toward the end zone. Batted up and incomplete. North Quincy is held, and the Red Raiders have taken a 1-point victory over the Quincy Presidents, 27-26. There is pandemonium on the field as North Quincy celebrating their Quincy players.
There shouldn't be one head hanging in this arena today. Not one head. Everybody should hold them up high.